We're going to show you some tips and techniques using realistic water and water effects. I'm here with Matt today. Matt, how you doing?
Good.
And Matt's going to be the one showing us how to do these tips and techniques. So Matt, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Okay, Trevor, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and work on some of our, laying down some water here in our river. We got a pond. We're going to make a little swampy area here, okay? We're going to focus on using some darker paints to show the depths and give you some more shallow areas on your water layouts as well.
Excellent.
Okay? Now on the one here on the left closest to you, you can see I've used a dark in the middle.
Okay.
And then I tapered that off to the edge, and that's going to give you the illusion of a little bit shallower on the edges as it gets deeper in the middle. Now the one I'm working on here, we're going to go ahead and completely paint that whole thing in, and this is nothing but with a WoodlandScenics water undercoat right out of the bottle, 100%. And that'll give the illusion of a nice deep marsh once it's complete, okay?
All right, you can automatically tell that that dark paint makes it look like it's deep. Just seems like it's kind of falling off there. It looks good.
Absolutely. Now another little tip for you is go ahead and run a little bead of glue around the outside edges of these.
Okay.
So when you add the water, it won't bleed into your layout.
Okay, so it just kind of keeps that realistic water in there and keeps it from bleeding into your grass area.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Okay, now in the river, we've already gone ahead and used that painting technique as well. It's going to give you some variations in depth. I'm going to go ahead and add my realistic water. Go ahead and add a thin coat to that. You can layer it up if you like, but this is going to be about 1/8 of an inch thick. Spread that out to the outside edges. And again, that glue is going to keep that from bleeding out. And it's a little bit foggy now, but if you let that dry for 24 hours, you're going to have a nice clear layout in the morning, okay? And then you can go ahead and add some effects after that. See how simple that was?
That was nice and easy. That's how I like to keep it.
Good, let's move on. On this next layout, it's the same layout, but we went ahead and let it dry overnight, okay? It's a nice glossy look. Looks like wet
really
to the
good.
touch, doesn't it? Okay. Now this one here, we're going to go ahead and add some features to it. We're going to go ahead and put a ripple in there,
All
okay?
right.
Now how you make a ripple is you use the same realistic water, put it in a little squeeze bottle.
All right.
Go ahead and squeeze out some puddles, just like I've done here.
All right.
Let them thin out, and then go ahead and dry those for 24 hours. And then on top of that, you can go ahead and add some swirling effect to it. And then again, let that dry completely before scraping that off and adding it to your layout. This one here is completely dry. Put a little bit of realistic water on the back of that. Don't get too crazy. Go ahead and add that to your layout.
All right.
You can see immediately it bonds
that
to it.
realistic water makes it bond to the realistic water you've already poured down, right?
And bonds to it. It helps all the air get out from underneath it as well. Okay.
All right. Excellent. Nice and easy.
As that dries, it'll just look like it's a ripple in your layout here. This one here, we've added some WoodlandScenics rocks to it. Okay. Now what we want to do is add a little bit of current to this, and we're using a water effects product sold by WoodlandScenics, and you just go ahead and squirt that behind your rocks.
And you can see this stuff is a little bit thicker than your realistic water, correct?
It's a lot thicker, so you have a lot more time to work with it, and you can do a lot more stuff with it. Okay,
Excellent.
You can make waterfalls, current, whatever it is you want to do to your layout, you can do it with the water effects.
And I can see you're just kind of going natural with that, just wherever those lines go.
Exactly. Use your brush, get creative, have a good time with it. And this will dry completely clear just like your realistic water will, Trevor, but feel free to add a little bit of white paint to that. Maybe there's a second time around, you put a little white paint in that, and you can put some foam or wherever you want to put some splashes around your rocks. That'll be a good product.
This is nice. It's kind of just creating that movement of water through those rocks.
Exactly. So let's move on down and look at the final product. Okay, now this pond here, you can see it goes from a nice deeper area up to where it's all dried out on the edge. We went ahead and landscaped it appropriately for that. This one's a nice deeper, wetter, marshy area. Here's your ripples we talked about. Okay, we went ahead and landscaped that with a lot of green, a lot of lush vegetation that kind of matches the area, okay? Now the final one here is our river, and you can see how that worked out.
Looks really good.
I did go back over it, add a little bit of paint to that, mixed it with my water effects to give it a lot more texture to it. Now the final step here on this rock here that we made, I want to have a little bit of water seepage out of that, so I'm just going to highlight some of these cracks here. And this is just nothing but WoodlandScenics diluted black paint with water. And we just put a little bit of black in there, and that's going to help just highlight some of those areas, okay? And then the last step would be to use that same realistic water and just let that drizzle right on down your rocks. And then in the morning, that'll be nice and shiny and nice and wet, just like a seeping rock would be, okay?
All right.
And we'll go ahead and cap that all off with realistic trees. These are WoodlandScenics classics.
The great thing about this is all done with WoodlandScenics products.
Yeah, and it's all fail-safe. Anybody can do it. This didn't take but a couple hours to do all three of them, as a matter of fact. So that's your final product.
I don't know about you, Matt, but after looking at all this water, I'm ready to go take a swim.
Sounds good.